All right, all right. The pre-market traders, they've been having their fun. Now it's time for the open. Time for the real volume, I would hope. What's up? For those of you tuning in the chat room, for those of you tuning in on YouTube, as you're watching on, always remember the disclaimer. Day trading is risky business. So after yesterday and that massive move, I knew that we were going to see some action here in pre-market. And so despite feeling very tired, I forced myself up to watch on. And despite the beautiful moves, I'm red $200. So I only traded for like 5 minutes really. No, I didn't spend too long because I kind of got a little frustrated, which wasn't good, but I said, you know what? All right, I'll let the pre-market session do its thing. I kind of hit my max loss early, maybe being a little too aggressive. I'm like, okay, I'll wait for the open. And so now it's 9:22 a.m. and we have what I would say is a busy morning so far here in a couple of good stocks. We had GLTO, TMQ. I actually didn't look at ZNB, of course, with a nice move earlier. I'm going to be watching these stocks for one of them to continue and or to give a red to green ULY. COOH and TMQ I want to take a quick look at here. I'm going to save them in my recents. Today, if the market continues to be hot into the open, it's definitely going to be a day to push it. COCH. TMQ doesn't really look like all of that. So does COCH, kind of just, more early and or after our push. So I think the top three, GLTO, ZNB, and then ULY, and then those other two, of course, just in case they happen to be the strong ones into the open. SPRB from yesterday, it's at $200. I don't think at this point I'll be touching it. I was doing some other stuff on my computer, right? And then I saw the level 2 just go up from the resumption, from the halt at 43. I'm like, man. For the people who, I mean, of course, and when you look back at the chart, it just seems so obvious, right? We were holding up the 31 level from pre-market. We were holding up the 31 level from pre-market the entire time. Every time it came down, these pre-market lows on SPRB at 31. Granted that it did overshoot a little bit by 50 cents to 90 cents or so here a couple times, but all in all, it held the level. And the third time it came down, it held the level again here around 31. These pre-market lows. And after this third and final red to green, this was the one that pushed through. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of traders who are maybe a little frustrated because maybe they were riding the momentum up the first two times. It didn't happen. And of course, the stock did look a little, I don't know if I'd say weaker if you're here all day long watching, right? If you're here till 4, we were holding up the 31 level. So, it just took off from, at this point, it's not real trading anymore in terms of the halts going up. But if you're in, it means green, right? So today, I think we're seeing good action because of course, this strong stock, which went from 8 to 250 plus yesterday, including the extended hours, of course. So we're getting some nice momentum here early. Will we see continued momentum into the open? So I'm just going to put a quick couple of trend lines, and I think I'll be good to go. GLTO, we already had a big move to 36. I don't know if we'll see a repeat of what we had yesterday, as in a stock going to 100 plus. But if this one goes to 50, I think a lot of traders will be happy with that coming into the open. So for those reasons, it's definitely worth watching. The daily chart looks okay. We do have some levels that could be potential resistance. But being that we're so fresh off this massive move, there might be a lot of FOMO, a lot of greed, and so we might see higher levels than what we would normally see otherwise. So GLTO, can we see 50 out of this one today if possible? Again, we're not asking for $100, but 50 could be good. Coming down to TMQ. TMQ, more of an after hour push. I'm just going to get a quick couple of trend lines here. After hour highs, and then today's pre-market high, which is at 759. TMQ looking okay. Daily chart also looks decent. On this one, it's I think all-time blue skies. So this is a good daily chart for TMQ. ZNB, which did pull back a little bit. How are we doing right now? Yeah, it's definitely pulled back quite a bit since the highs. We're now down here at the VWAP level. So 450, we definitely would need to see a red to green, which we could. We'll have to see how it works out. I am only gonna trade that one if there's a red to green. Gap to fill is up to 1367 as well if it does curl back up to highs. ULY currently on the nosedive down. 2-minute warnings coming up. I might watch the expensive one into the open, along with maybe TMQ. ULY daily. This one might be backside. 200 EMA is back up at 695. Daily resistance at $10. 943 resistance as well. All right, after this one, I'll be ready to go. Was it 695, 200. Yeah, just in case this one curls back up. But for those of you watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And let's get ready for another beautiful day here. GLTO is going to be my main stock into the open. It's a little bit more expensive in price, but that doesn't bother me at all as long as the momentum is there and the setups are clean. With that being said, it is a little bit more pricey, so I will adjust my share size accordingly here to manage risk. Coming into the open, I'm not looking to be a hero and make 10,000 bucks in the first minute, but instead keeping in mind longevity and that today might be a day where we, despite being hotter to start, we might even have to wait a little bit for more momentum to come in. So want to be patient, want to keep in mind the long race here today, the marathon, not the 100-meter Usain Bolt sprint, and pace myself. And if something is good early, we want to get on it right away and start capitalizing it and locking in. So let's have some fun. Let's be disciplined. Let's trade to the best of our abilities. Another beautiful day. Another beautiful day. TMQ is starting off with a push here, all the way to 774. I'm going to watch for pullbacks with smaller size. I'm going to try again at 50. Are we pulling all the way back here? It looks like it might be. Big move, but it's giving back the entire move here. TMQ. There's a bid. We'll see if it bounces up again. What an interesting one. This is. I wonder if that's what gave it the boost in the first place. But you got to be careful for the massive dropouts. I'm going to watch it closely. Mm, 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 mm. The bid is definitely getting filled, and the entire thing is filled. Oh. Keep getting a ton of calls here. I shouldn't be answering, but I had to take that one. So GLTO 26. How are we doing? It's halted up already. Okay, that's not bad. Dip and rip. The dip and rip in full swing coming soon. TMQ looks like it's struggling. ULY halted down. ZNB. Maybe ZNB can give a red to green over time. I'll be watching GLTO here. And bring down my chime a little bit. ZNB coming down a bit. ZNB getting crushed. TMQ, on the other hand, only GLTO is looking really good right now. COCH. How are we doing? Resumption coming up in 2 minutes. I'm thinking right now, how much risk do I want to take on, right? Like, is it still too early to say that this one will be going crazy? Maybe. So, being that that might be the case, I'm thinking just a couple hundred shares and not overdo it, because we could still end up wiping ourselves out here if it's not too good right away. You know, even the one yesterday took a while to get going. CISS, how are we doing? CISS looking interesting. It's back below the VWAP. GLTO, we're halted at 26.21 with 35 seconds to go. I'd like to see it resume a little higher, make a new push, make a new high, pull back, and then retest the highs, preferably giving a new high of day. No fear, no hesitation if I see the setup. If I don't see the setup, however, I want to stay on the sidelines here. We got 13 seconds at 26.21. Here we go. Okay, can we see that pullback? Now fly. Fly. Giving it a chance to fly here. Watching. Should have been back in. I'm not. 28.99 is the halt up. CISS also back up after that massive drop. I don't mind another halt up. I think it could be good. Can we see the VWAP bounce on CISS? CISS. I think, Yeah, I'm thinking to give this one a little bit more time. I'm at $100 on it. I think I'll give it a little bit more time. It might not be ready quite yet for the uptrend. If it gets over 4 for sure, I think it looks a little bit better. And more confirmation that it's, looking to go above and beyond. A little bit of chop here, a little bit of chop. I'm tempted to size up on GLTO. I think it could make sense. But the risk will be immense, of course. Risk to reward, reward to risk. And then CISS back up again. I'd love to see it over 4. The halt up is 432. 5-minute chart looking all right. Just a little tough to get those pullbacks at the lows. Does it have what it takes to rip right through 4? Well, it definitely have what it takes, and I'm not in. Holy smokes. It's stronger. I'm long at 4, but it looks like it's struggling a bit. Holding only 500 shares. We got another 2 minutes to that resumption. There's sellers coming in. I would love to see a pullback again. There's a minute 35 seconds to that resumption. CISS in the meantime at $4. I'd love to see a pullback here. Maybe 380, 375 or something if we can see a sweet dip. Time. Another minute, 10 seconds. Okay, resumption, 34 seconds. We got 29.87 right now. It might be 10 minutes, but watching here just in case. Can we see a dip? Looking to take size. Damn it. It held up 30, 10. Taking it. Damn, that was close. It almost went back down. Mm. Switching back to the other one. Took the false halt down, but you know, not quite. Holy smokes, man. Look at this thing. Bro. Mm, I'm missing everything here, man. Freaking hell. I don't know. Man. A little too back and forth between the two, but it's all good. Bro, that is nuts. So here's the question for myself, right? I'm up 500 bucks right now. Do I want to risk my entire day here to do well in terms of like size, or do I want to continue to take the slower, steady approach? It is a hotter day. BJDX, hold up, BJDX, how are we doing? It is a hotter day so far. You know, yesterday we had this conversation towards the end in terms of easing and pressing, the right time to be aggressive, the right time to size up. And I do believe that I'm leaning more on the side of being aggressive because of the circumstance of what we're seeing with the move yesterday, the pre-market move so far today, and of course, stocks halting up here early. So whilst I could play a little bit more safe and go smaller size here and try to build slowly, just a couple $100 at a time, I think today is that kind of outlier day to be a little bit more on the offensive. So before I even go long in this trade coming up, I accept the risk. I understand what it means if I take losses. And if we are to capitalize, it doesn't mean that we get overly confident. Instead, we stay in this cool Goldilocks zone. So I'll be looking for the resumption, and I'll have 2,500 shares at the ready. Still not too massive in size. I'll have more size ready if the stock happens to be super strong, but looking forward to taking a little bit more size here on CISS. It seems like it'll be a 5-minute halt. And so watching and waiting here in the next minute, 50 seconds. As usual, no fear, no hesitation. GLTO has 25 seconds. GLTO has 25 seconds to resumption. It's of course halted down. I'll keep an eye on it here. It's a nice trade there, but only 30 cents though. Spread's a little wide. It'll be good to see it hold up and not haul down again. 492 coming up for CISS. CISS. 15 seconds. The key is for me to look for the setup. Nothing more, nothing less. If there's a continuation trade, then fine. But ideally, if we're not seeing the setup, no trades. It is 5 minutes, another 5 minutes. No problemo. As we know, 10-minute halts will resume significantly higher. No problemo. Ah, yeah. Nothing like waiting so long for the trades. I'm going to do a rotation on some of the others just to see. GLTO is struggling a little bit. BJDX, not really much out of that one yet. COCH is not looking the best. We have TMQ, which after a massive move to start has been nothing but red candles. ULY, not much there. CNB in the bottom of the Red Sea. Davy Jones Locker. CISS, however, seems to be our hero here today. Holding up against all odds. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the channel, you can consider subscribing. We got 3 minutes to resumption. Three minutes till greatness. SF, I haven't checked the news in 5 years, man, on a headline. Zay with a nice trade there on GLTO. MMU 101. We got 2 minutes, 5 seconds. The volume on SPRB is in like so low. We got less than a minute. CISS. We're at 492. It looks like it'll resume above $5. Looking for the same routine of the stock opening higher, pushing up a little bit, and then I'll be watching the pullback. And then the retest of the highs, preferably a new high of day. All right, here we go at 492. Can we see that beautiful pullback? Nope, it looks like it's just going to go without us here. I'm going to size down. Didn't see the setup. Going to be patient here. Highs are at 87. I think I might have to take a few more of the baby pullbacks I'm seeing. Some of them are holding up. Once, twice, thrice. We've held up the pullback 3 times already. It needs to hold up and make a new high here. Definitely will be keeping an eye on the breakout. Are we seeing a higher low? Are we breaking down? It's breaking down a bit. Are we reclaiming or are we done? It might be finished. 480, 470, 460. Not finished, but at least in the context right now of the uptrend, we might need more time to pull back. Maybe retake $5. Bro, if GLTO breaks 30, right? If GLTO breaks over 31, I need to be in with at least 500 shares just holding. I'll make it my mission. I'll make it my mission. BJDX. How's BJDX looking? High of days at 35. Checking out some others as well. How are some of the BJDX? I don't know. Maybe is it gonna start something here? It made a new high. It's pushing up to 40. I'd like to see more volatility out of it though. Can we see 45, 50, 55? There's 45. COCH. SPRB. TMQ. TMQ gave a nice bounce. Nice. Not bad. I'll keep an eye on that one too, just in case. GLTO, of course, is halted up again. Okay, BJDX is definitely opening up here a little bit. And it is right back down. $70 to 48. Not great for an uptrend over a couple consecutive green candles. At least it's moving up though, which I like. Pre-market highs are 306. We got 269 highs. So I gotta be careful on the pullback is what I'm seeing here. If this thing sells off, bro, it belongs in the locker. Belongs in the depths of the Titanic. Risking 5 cents here, looking for 55 and 60 again. Are you gonna take me to the locker with you? Yep, okay. Taking my 5 cent loss. Taking me to the locker, man. ULY. Stocks like that, you know, just should never pop up in the first place. Maybe it pulls all the way back to the VWAP. Goodness. GLTO next up, maybe. I'm leaving this one alone. Just not good there with the losses. GLTO, old reliable. There's 16 seconds. We're 26.84. Let's see how it does. Sideways resumption. 2750. I'm moving too slow. I gotta be quicker to buy. What's the Lotus candlestick? Can we hold above 26 and make the new high over time? $100 risk here. Not the best entry. I could be in lower, but let's see what it does. Does it have what it takes for 28 here? High of the current candle is 2760. Bro, why is the spreads opening up so bad? Come on, keep tight. There's 2770, 2770, 2750, 2790, 28. Through 28. We should see 29 easily here then. Like, you know you can. Alright, it is slowing down up there. I think this pullback is fine. Well, our 5-minute candle is definitely under some stress. This could provide an opportunity though on the pullback trade if we're to still hold up the support. But it needs to be strong because we could easily sell off. There's some buying here at 20, 26.20. Not a lot. Didn't trust it, but there was some buying. I'm gonna give it a shot. 36 cents of risk for the potential move back to 28. Can we see the move back to 28 over the next 2 minutes? There's 27.30. Back down to 26.90. There's 27.30 again. Just a massive range here in the spreads. Watching and waiting for this move to 28. I do want to do a rotation too to see if anything else is moving. But I'll wait here and patiently in this trade and not look away. The new 5-minute candlestick is a minute. And we're having a nice, beautiful bottoming wick and curl. Okay, no problem. Watching, waiting. I'm diamond handsing it unless it stops me out. Diamond Pastor. 15,000 bid at 2670. ULY halted up on a red to green. CISS at 468. Is that the one that was at 490? I gotta pull it up. BNAI also being mentioned. I'm at my break even, watching and waiting. My paper hands are now gonna cut. Is it gonna break down? I'm back in again. Same stop. I wouldn't have expected it to come back down. And I mean, it's still holding, still holding, still holding. And there's the breakdown. I wouldn't have expected it to come back down, but I wanted to hold until it broke the support there, which was 26 for this mini range here. Well, from hero to zero. From bull flag, looking for the breakout. Instead, we're getting the breakdown. Gotta keep it tight. And now it's giving this massive bottoming wick. How do I not trade BNAI? Holy smokes. Did it halt up at one point? Let me see. Well, the resumption there, the bull flag was good. The resumption. It looks like we might have had a dip and rip, and then that was it. CISS, I'll use 300 shares or 200 shares until I am able to get into a rhythm. I'm red 190, can't afford to really lose anything more. So I think I'm just going to take it slow. If I can gain a rhythm, I don't mind going up to 10K size, but until then, we are going slow. Share size is a privilege of being in rhythm with stock. If not, it's gambling. Gambling with your life. With your cash. Okay, CISS, we got 498 high. Low of the last two candlesticks, 66. Do I want to throw out trades in this area here just to see? There's 45. Trying 40, tight stop. And, you know, you can catch the falling knife like this. So really small size, just seeing if it does give the bounce back. There's 50. Can we see 55, 60? There's 53, 56. I'll take the 15 cents. Small size. Well, right there in that trade, the risk is the falling knife. So is it worth it? Sometimes it's not, you know. You buy 40 and then you're seeing 20 and then 15 and then... So, gotta keep it tight. Our 5-minute candlestick is under some stress. Let me pull it up over here. The back and forth. This I don't like doing too much, but... So looking at this 5-minute chart, is this a stock I really want to be trading? You know, I'm asking myself this question. Because we had a very aggressive pullback versus our move up. Typically, can we retain at least 50% of the move up? This one was like a little more than 50%, so it could still be in the territory of short sellers and people just shorting it aggressively on any bounce going up. So maybe I think I wait for an ABCD setup here, and I need this to break over 5 in style, and that'll convince me to get back in. Definitely will be other opportunities between then and now, but I think for me, I want to see a higher low versus the previous lows that we've had, and then a potential breakthrough 5 over time. And that'll be more in line with the setups that I know and love. The panic flush right there, okay, but a little risky. Big Steve, massive RT is looking to come out and play. There's 97, by the way. This thing is moving up fast. I'm chasing it a little bit through 5 here. Let's see if it explodes. I'll take the 10 cents if I got that, maybe. And this is where I'm interested. Okay, I'm gonna come back up in size. It needs to hold up, you know. Low 90s, high 80s. Okay, we're seeing an acceleration. The highs were 39. I want to be careful of where it pulls back because we could drop below 5. I don't want to be in too high and it does take us out. There's 99, giving it a shot here. Tight stop again. But I want to see it bottom out for sure. That way I can be more confident in the pullback. Because we could still even see 480, 485, 490 here. So smaller size for now. And then I'll be dialing it in. There's some bids at 5. It's fighting for its life. I should have took that 10 cents. It's right back down to 5 again. This is a good sign though that we're holding high in the ABCD pull setup here. And there's our notorious dip to 85. Now, this is where it gets a little dicey. It needs to hold up like 480. I mean, 470, mid 70s the lowest here. If the dip is too much, then it's like we're just getting cooked. In fact, I'm gonna wait on the sidelines and let it do its thing. Look at that, 460, taking us to the depths. So that was a good sell. Just putting in some massive wicks. I think I saw 62 the lowest. I'm gonna try 60 here. Tight stop. Ideally, I wouldn't have wanted below 75, but it's not an ideal world here. So throwing out another order with small size to fish for this bottom. If it makes a new low again, I'm gonna keep it really tight. Take me to the moon of 90. The 5-minute candlestick is still green, which is a good sign. Honestly, I'm tempted to buy more here. All right, I'm gonna get the ad. It's freaking what, bro? That is ridiculous, man. The moment I'm buying 69, it just goes up to 80. What a slap in the face to add it to my position. The market playing games. There's 90. I'm gonna take all of it at 90, and now I can use size. Now I'm ready to go at size here. 5K size, big size for now, and then 2K blocks. Now that I'm gaining a good rhythm. Now is my chance to shine it. I hope you guys are enjoying the commentary today. I know not every day I'm as vocal. Sometimes I'm quiet. There might be a scalp opportunity before it goes. I didn't expect it to retest all the way here, or I would have held the position longer. It's a strong bounce. It's like 60 cents plus. And it's testing the high of the range, actually. No shares to short. I would have had a 10-cent stop at 42 from 32. It could end up going all the way, but I'd like to think we can pull back again before it goes. Man, I sold at 90. This thing went to freaking 550 or 540. And the expectation down there was maybe like a more of a consolidation of the lows. It's like right back up. when the range is this big, it can definitely throw you off because if I'm looking at some of the baby pullbacks here and I take it and it flushes down on me, frustration. We held up 90s there. It's back up a bit. I think I might have to watch the breakout here, the way how it's moving. Although I might need to size back down a bit because it could take a few attempts. Time, 2 minutes left in the candlestick. And we're kind of still here. Mm, 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 mm. And that could easily be it there. It's, that's a 15, 20 cent spike and back down. It'll definitely might be a couple of attempts. That was the 1 minute candle making the new high. And I don't really love the position the stock is in for what I'm looking for. It's went back to holding a little higher after that massive drop. It's just it's a tough one to jump in on. Man, this freaking thing. Let me size down. I knew it was gonna be tough. I knew it was gonna be tough. Maybe I should have had a little bit more. I should have a little less size for all the attempts there. And I don't know. I may have to go easy here. Steve, I'm getting chopped. Or the attempt though, at least, in case we would have gotten like 580 there, 590, but definitely a little on the tougher side. And we have given back quite a bit. Will we see more opportunities to get in on the support side of things versus the breakout? The breakout obviously maybe requiring too many attempts to catch the trade, too many chances to be chopped. So I will turn my eyes to the support. Now, if the support starts chopping me too, then I just have to stop trading this thing. We had the last support trade really nicely. This time around, will we hold up? And I'm getting chopped again here. Looking at 80s. Previous lows were 62. Bro, if it flushes out, I'm definitely done here. Man, it is so ridiculous. And I am furious. Okay, I'm done trading this one. Can't get anything going. I will close myself off from it. That's the last and final thing I can do. Stop trading it. Big Steve, mission failed. Never got the chance to even use size. Got cooked. Alright, is anything else moving? I'm now stepping back from CISS. Got smoked. It could be time to take my 500 bucks and run as well. Granted that we've given back half. TMQ not looking the best. Time to take my 500 bucks and run. Man, CISS, man, such potential, but there's an absolute slap in the face here for me. But I think once I realized it was a little tough, like the stock was in a place where like it was tough for me to get great entries, and I said I was going to size down, I only went down 500 shares. I should have sized down to half or even a little bit more than that. That would have saved me at least 250. All the way to the VWAP here. Despite the beautiful ABCD and bull flag over the level. False breakout and Titanic. Yeah, honestly, I think that might be it for me here. At least we came in, we got something. Not the best day. We were red 200 pre-market anyways, so better than nothing here. BNAI, how are we doing? I didn't look at this one before, so small size here. It definitely has risk. We can drop a good 2 to 3 cents, no, with no issue here quickly. So high of days at 88. Gotta be careful with this one too. The risk is definitely present. If it's not ideal, I don't think I'll touch it. I'll just walk away. But I'll keep an eye for now. BNAI, cheaper stock at 83 cents. We haven't had the 1 minute candlestick attempt to make the new high in this current consolidation here yet. My share size is pretty small, not looking to risk anything here really. Just looking to get my toes wet if it's gonna be good here. Well, the 1 minute candle to make the new high there was like lightning. I got in pretty late, but got a little something. New highs saying 94. I think I saw 91. The key here is not getting caught on the pullback. There's a small bid. It's getting sold through. I think this one is kind of, I mean, it's moving up nicely, candlestick wise, but you got to definitely be careful. It's a little tough on the tape. $89.3. Willing to re-average here. We're still, okay, geez. We're still seeing sellers. Trying 86, smaller size. There's 84. All right, 82. Bro, is it just tanking at this rate? Bro, these trades, it can easily become a falling knife trade, like, you know, even with small size. Our 5 minute candlestick was green, it was bullish. Still, the pullback here, massive. Massive. Bro, 75. Like, come on. It's just an abomination at this point. I didn't want to give back more than half of that 150. Here I am, $40 on this thing. Like, there's no reason after such a beautiful bull flag, break of high of day, that our pullback doesn't hold up nicely at least like 85, the lowest, you know? Come on, man. And then I'm thinking, okay, 81, panic flush at this point. It's, you know, now it has to bounce. It doesn't. The lows were 74, 75. $100 to the drain. Definitely time to say, smile and take the green. So I'll take it, call it a win. And we just lost way too much on CISS, especially after getting back to green from being red, maybe 160, 180, to lose this 500 in just a couple trades on the way down there, man. We got to get more like Big Steve and just don't even touch the dip. Some pullbacks, they work out. Like the trades on a stock where we did well, they're all pullback trades. These trades, they're like nothing. we shouldn't have even touched the pullback. Pullback has taken us to the absolute bottom. So I'm gonna shut it down. I don't think I'll be around today because I gotta go to the bank and do some stuff. I got a couple of calls I gotta make. But $400 minus the pre-market losses, I think we'll take it. Not the best day, but something. Okay, and pre-market, I think we needed to have a little bit more backbone. I didn't want to. I knew it was going to be hot, but initially I didn't want to trade pre-market because I don't know. I've just been having issues when I wake up at this time. It's like I have headaches and all these crazy stuff. Like it's just, you know, that's the issue, really, to be honest. Going to sleep earlier doesn't help me because then I wake up at 2 a.m. and then I can't sleep. It's just this repeated cycle of nonsense. Anyhow, I force myself up because that's the right thing to do if you know it's going to be hot, right? I set the alarms and I come in here and it's like I go red to green to red. And it almost felt like all my mental capital was just gone. I said, man, $200 in the red is too much. I need to only be green and upwards on a day like this. And so I left early, potentially shooting myself in the foot from ZNB, the big second leg that it had. So I think me being red today in pre-market was just more so not making up my mind to be here fully and all the way. Because of course, with all the opportunities that came after, we could have had some nice trades. So that was like more of a personal thing, not really a trading thing, I'd say. Outside of that, we did well into the open. We traded the expensive stock GLTO, getting some good trades and having a little bit more of a diamond hand holding through some of the consolidation for the bigger move. And consolidation speaking in a relatively short time frame for the dip and rip because, or I should say churn, more so churn. It should be instant, it wasn't, so we kind of had to hold an extra 10, 15 seconds, which is an eternity for that type of trade. Give us your view of Ross being red, 195K. Ross being red, 195K is like small slap on the wrist for a great trader like that, man. That guy, as we saw like 100 days of up 195K. So one day of red 195K, it just gets thrown into the abyss, right? And I'm not speaking nicely because I'm using day trade dash scanner, but just because that's the reality of what we see, right? The reality is that the guy is doing good managing his risk, and with the size he's using to be up green so many times in a month, in a year, to have like a few bigger red days throughout the year. You know, we see this in our own chat room as well. You have some great traders like Save, who can be up 30,000 every day of the month and might have one day of down 60,000 or so. If you're using a smaller account or you're trading in just smaller size, these numbers can seem ludicrous. But once you're there, as long as everything makes sense financially and your green days are outweighing your red days, you know, it's just another day of in the office, another day of doing business. I think that's all the questions I saw in the chat room. I can check quickly on the YouTube stream to see if there's any questions here. How come I'm using day trade dash scans? What happened to Momo Pro? Momo Pro I still have. It's okay. It's a good scanner, but I do think the day trade dash scanner is a little bit more fine-tuned to small cap traders. Momo Pro works, but you know, day trade dash is like, because Ross himself like trades small caps, it's slightly more like catering towards small cap traders. Momo Pro will give you a broader view. it has a lot of the things that Day Trade Dash has, but not every single thing. And if you're someone who's trading on a wider view, as in like you also trade large caps and so forth, I think you can get a lot of value out of this one as well. But yeah, the gap scanners are the same. The biggest difference is the high-low stream here versus the running up scanner, small cap high of day scanner, and high of day penny stock momentum scanner. These stocks will hit on Momo Pro. However, there's a lot more noise from my filtering system. Maybe I need to filter better, I don't know, but it works. I just think that Day Trade Dash has the slighter edge for small cap traders. But as we know, there's 700 people watching on the YouTube stream. Some of you guys, you don't even trade small caps. And also a big difference is the price points. Momo Pro is $30 a month, somewhere around there, plus or minus. Day Trade Dash is around $200 a month, plus or minus. I think it could be worth it, even if it's a little bit more expensive, if you're getting the value out of it. But of course, if Momo Pro gets you what you need, why pay the extra price, right? So it comes down to the individual and your trade style and exactly what you're trying to do and gain. So quick summary there. And is there any other questions? Can you stay in live stream longer on a hot day like today? Yeah, I could stay longer today. I could, despite giving back half the gains, I could stay longer, but I have some other stuff I have to do outside of trading. It is important stuff, or else I wouldn't leave. There's 90% chance gonna be another stock that comes between now and 4 p.m. Maybe even into after hours if you're trading after hours too. On days where it's hot like this, you're guaranteed. We gotta use the word guaranteed a little loosely, but one more stock usually comes that's hot before the day's finished, and I'll be in the bank missing it, sadly. Yeah, Day Trade Dash is available pre-market. You can check out the link in my description if you want to check it out. Also, in using Day Trade Dash, hopefully we can get Ross Cameron to come to a team house so that I can look over his shoulder as he trades. Literally, I'll be watching. For those of you who haven't seen, and I'm not saying this to be funny at all, like I'm dead serious. Like what I would do on that day, right? Not the entire week, because we usually will do a team house for a full week. For at least 2 days, instead of me trading pre-market, I'm gonna go and literally put my head on his shoulders and watch to see everything with my own eyes. Because even though you may not be able to replicate this thing right away the next day or anything, even if you learn just one thing that can make you 1% better in your own trading, maybe that's enough of the push you need to go from red to green or small green to bigger green, or I parked my car on the wrong freaking side. I got a ticket. Minus $50 from the day here. Minus $50 from the day. Or I might be on the right side. I don't know. We'll see. Other questions? I think maybe that's it. Oh, by the way, someone was telling me. So I met someone recently who was watching the channel, right? And they were telling me to make my video, this space of my video here, a little bit bigger. What do you guys think? Just a quick question there for those of you listening in. Do you guys want to see giant RT, or do we keep it the same size, the webcam? No need for scanners. TradingView shows you the best stocks to trade every day. So because I am who I am, I have no issue saying anything on here. And what I'll say is whatever works for each trader, right? There's free scanners on Thinkorswim. There's free scanners on YouTube. There's one that I also use. It's called Zendu. You guys can check that out too. It just depends on who you are, where you are, what you're trading. Do you feel like you need a paid service to be more reliable? At the end of the day, some of the freer stuff can be gone tomorrow if the person gets sick or just retires from trading, things like that. There's chat. Some people just use the chat rooms, right? Hey, the moment something moves, the chat rooms call it out within the next 3 seconds, 2 seconds. So, uh, September monthly recap video on YouTube. Yeah, you know what I was supposed to do? I did one at the end of the live stream, like a good 30 minutes. I got to remember to go back and clip that part of the stream and post it as its own video. I'll do it. Let me write it down. Let me write it down. If I write it down, I'll remember. Nobody said anything about the webcam, so I think the webcam is good. Increase the letter of the stocks, the letters of the stock symbol you are trading. Where is this setting that shows? And then I don't think it works for every stock because some of them, they don't have it. Let me see. I don't know how I would be able to do that, honestly. I'd have to like maybe do some research. All right. Anything else? Hold up, hold up. Parking the car on the wrong side of the street. This driveway, sadly, is a single driveway, right? That's why you need a property with some massive square footage. Driveway is a single driveway, which means, I'd have to like move out I don't have seniority, sadly. Right? I'd have to move someone else's car to get my car out in and out like every time, which is just too much. And the neighborhood, which is even more sad, people are littering. Why do people litter? I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand people's brains to comprehend when littering. Like, just don't throw your trash randomly on the streets, and there's no need for a street cleaner to come ever. I think that's the bigger issue here: addressing littering in our local communities and neighborhoods if it is an issue. But I don't know how I would even be able to go about starting something to help this issue, because you're seeing people who are grown 35, 40, 50 years old just throwing something out of their car when they're driving. Like, there's nothing that, if you don't know to not litter at that age, I don't think we can save you at this point. It makes you go mad. GLTO mooning, and my trade over 30. Over 30. Okay, resumed lower. Windows, display, settings, scale up. I'm in the Northeast. And then too, sometimes the population is just too much, I think that's the bigger issue. Like in New York, there's just too many people, too close together. All right, I'm gonna shut it down. I'm not talking about trading anymore. I think I'll be distracting the people still trading. So stay safe, stay green, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Remember, day trading is risky. Do not trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Instead, go slow, especially in the beginning. Practice, improve, become competent and experienced before increasing your risk. Other than that, remember, copy trading on this channel does not work. My trade style is just too quick. It's all about learning a strategy that works for you and becoming consistent with it. Outside of that, remember to always be careful if you're in the chat room or on social media of fake impersonating accounts. I will never message you first. And on top of that, be careful of also fake advertisements. People sometimes do steal the Relentless trading and the day trading team content, and they even go as far to trying to run ads with those clips. So be very careful. It is a brutal world we live in, so be on your toes and keep an eye out. Okay, take care. Stay safe. Stay green.